Hi friends, it's Valerie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'd love if you would hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family. And don't forget to leave a like or comment down below because it really does help my channel. Today's video is going to be part of a collaboration that is hosted by Tiffany from Small Town 6. I will leave a link in the description box down below to her channel, as well as a link to this playlist so you can go check out all the other lovely ladies. This is going to be all about game day foods, Super Bowl foods, things like that. So I'm sure that there's going to be lots of inspiration for you. I tried to do two that were going to be, you know, something I thought that would be different than no one else would be doing, so that you can maybe get some extra ideas. One of them uses hot dogs. If you're not into hot dogs, then it's perfectly fine. You can use chili that has meat, beans, things like that. So anyways, let's just get started. To start this off, I'm dicing up 4 hot dogs. Now, we want these to be in some bite-sized pieces. I did cut in half lengthwise, and then I cut them down, and then now I'm just going to give them a rough chop to get them even smaller. This is going to make it easier to incorporate with our mixture. Now, you can use better quality hot dogs, any type of sausage that you might like, a Polish sausage, things like that. That would also work. I just had some cheapy hot dogs to use up. So I added that to a bowl, and then to that I'm adding in a can of chili. This is with no beans. This is just the Walmart brand, whatever kind you like. In fact, homemade chili in these would be like so amazing. But then to that, add in 1.5 cups of grated cheddar cheese, and then I decided I wanted to add in some onion, so I did that. I chopped up some onion real quick and I added it in. Definitely you don't have to add those in if you don't like onions. And in the future, I'm gonna fill them like this. I'm using like the egg roll wrapper, and I'm putting some in the middle. I did overfill these. I'd still probably do it again if I made them again. I would still go ahead and overfill them. They made a little bit of a mess, but I liked the ratio from mixture to egg roll wrapper. So I'm just going to show you how I did a couple of those, and then, you know, just do as many as you have filling you have basically. And I'm a huge lover of like Kraft single like American cheese on my chili dogs. So actually I think I would do like half a slice in each of these next time. I think I would really enjoy that, or some type of like creamier cheese along with the cheddar. That would just complement it very well, or even maybe even making a cheese sauce to dip these in. That will be so delicious. But anyways, I stuck these in my air fryer basket. I sprayed them with some oil, and I have it at 400 degrees, and now this can take you anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on your air fryer. I did flip them around. This is my first time doing them, so I was kind of like testing out to see. Mine weren't quite as brown as I'd like them. My second batch, I forgot to flip. I was busy doing something. They came out perfectly browned on both sides. But anyways, and that was like at 11 or 12 minutes worth in my Ninja Foodie here. Of course, like I said, your air fryer will vary on temperature and size, so that could vary in the heat. But this is what they look like when they were done. Nice and golden brown. For this, I'm starting out with a large pot over medium-high heat, and I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of butter, and I've let that melt. And then I'm going to add in 1 finely chopped white onion and 1 finely chopped jalapeno. I just used like my little vegetable chopper, the electric one, to like really chop it very finely. It's really easy that way, way easier than doing it by hand. So I let that kind of like saute for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to add in some garlic that I went ahead and did the same thing with, put it in the electric chopper, about 3 cloves worth in there. And I did let that saute for another minute or so, and then I'm adding in 1 block of cream cheese, which is 8 ounces, and then 1 cup of heavy cream. And I didn't let my cream cheese sit out beforehand, so I'm just kind of breaking that up to help it, you know, do its thing, let it soften. I'm going to continue to like break that up, stir it around until it's well incorporated. And while that's heating through, I did have a separate pan going for this chorizo. I cooked this whole pork chorizo. It's 11 ounces. You can do beef or whatever chorizo you like, and just cook that through. And then now to this mixture, I'm adding in 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. I have extra sharp cheddar cheese, and then about a cup's worth of this queso quesadilla cheese. Any white cheese you have, like Monterey Jack, would also work, even pepper jack. And I'm just stirring that together. I'm going to continue to stir this until all my cheese has melted through. I prefer not to use like the bagged cheese for that, but it's the only one I had for the white cheese. And if that starts to thicken up a little too much on you, just go ahead and add a little bit of milk until it's the consistency that you like. And then I diced up 1 Roma tomato that I removed like the seeds from, so we removed that excess moisture, and I added that in, as well as a can of diced green chilies. Is a 4-ounce can of diced green chilies, and I'm just going to incorporate that with the cheese mixture that we went ahead and made, and that's it. This is the chorizo that I cooked up. You can mix it in if that's what you prefer. It could be easier for you that way. I just served it right on top, like a little dollop on top of my bowl. I had some Tostito scoops with that, and those are those egg rolls that I went ahead and made. And we had this for dinner, but it was all very delicious. And I really enjoyed that queso. I'm a huge fan of chorizo, so this really hit the spot for me. And then for these turnovers, you're going to need some puff pastry sheets. You're going to need 2 sheets for this. And then you're going to let them thaw out. And I'm just using like a little dough scraper here. It has measurements on it to measure out the squares. They're going to be 3 by 3 squares. It makes 9. And the seams actually are, like where it was folded, are a good guide for the first lines. And then I'm putting together 1 egg and a couple drops of water for some egg wash. And you're going to need an 18 to 21 ounce can of pie filling. I chose apple for these. You can choose whatever flavor you like. And then you see how big these apple chunks are. I decided to dice them up into some more bite-sized little pieces. And I am sprinkling them with a little bit of sugar. I'm not going crazy with that, but I like a little bit of sweetness to this, but nothing too much. And then you're going to use a tablespoon measurement to put it on top of each of your squares. And there was leftover. They say you can use an 18 to 21 ounce can. 18 is perfectly fine. 1 tablespoon is perfectly fine. I went over because I had a 21 ounce can, and it just seemed to be a little too much filling to really get these closed up enough. It just seemed to like push it all out the sides. Got a little messy for me, so I'm gonna just save you that trouble and tell you just go for 1 tablespoon in each of them, and then you'd probably only need an 18 ounce can. And then you'll turn your dough over to make like a triangle and press the edges together with a fork. And I'm just going to repeat that off camera, but I just gave you a little example here. Just press those edges together. Mine were a little dampened because of all that seeping out of the filling. So like I said, just saving you that hassle. And then I am just taking a little pastry brush and brushing on some of that egg wash on the top of each of these. That's going to give it a nice golden shiny color on the top. You definitely don't want to skip this step. They'll look really dry, just not all beautiful. And so yeah, if you don't have a pastry brush, I highly recommend it. They're really nice for stuff like this. I got this one from IKEA. It was only like $1 something, so really good to have on hand. And then I baked those at 400 degrees. It says 10 to 15 minutes. I did do 15 minutes so that they were a little bit golden brown in color. I just want to make a quick note here for you guys that if you are doing this and you're pressing your edges together and they're not sticking and you're just starting to feel like this is going to be a hot mess, do not fret. They came out perfectly. So if you're struggling a little, you think they're really messy, you won't even notice in the end. And while those were baking, I was making up the icing for these. We're just going to make a decorative lace like the football would have. So I'm combining a cup of powdered sugar with a teaspoon of vanilla and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, or you can use milk as well. And I'm doing this right in the bag that I'm going to pipe this out of. So I'm using a little spoon here to kind of begin to get that together enough, and then I'll just use my hands and rub it around in the bag. This is just going to save me a dish. There's no point in it when I'm literally going to put it in a bag right after to pipe it out. And I thought I hit record when piping these out, but I didn't, so I'm doing an extra one here for you. So I just made 1 straight line across and then a few little shorter lines the other direction. That's just going to give that look of a football lace. Now mine's not white, it's tan because I had a dark vanilla. If you have clear vanilla, it's going to be white, prettier, but these were still just as amazing the way that they were. But they're super cute, and I love the look of the football laces, and they were really delicious. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And don't forget to go check out Tiffany's channel as well as the playlist so you don't miss out on all those other lovely ladies and what they had to make for you. And I hope you all are having a great day.